Hey folks, you all know that I talk a lot about the need for Christians to actually act like Christ. The need for Christians to actually follow Christ, to live like Christ, to speak like Christ, to love like Christ, to be like Christ. And you know how I feel when I hear about people who call themselves Christians who don't act anything like Christ. The other day we did our live event, and in the comments in that live event and in the comments of a video I did last week, I believe it was, please don't let them be Christians, some folks told me something that kind of hurt my heart a little bit. And not because they told it to me, not because they felt that way, but because the church has acted in such a way over the years that they have felt it necessary. They believe in God. They believe in Jesus. They believe in His teachings. But they do not call themselves Christians because they do not want to associate themselves to the way the world sees the Christian church being. When I was in seminary, every now and then we talk about evangelism. And evangelism, when I was in seminary, had taken on kind of a darker context. It had taken on a meaning that the word was never meant to take on. It had taken on the responsibility of describing a particular corner of the Christian church. We called them the evangelicals. Evangelists were people that went on TV and swung their Bible around. Evangelists were people that healed folks on the spot for some cash, for power, for prestige. Evangelists were people who demanded people behave in a particular way. The word evangelist, the word evangelism, the word evangelical, those words had taken on meaning that they were never meant to carry. The words were hijacked. The word Christian, I fear, could be in a similar place, where it is about to be hijacked, not by the understanding of the entirety of the Christian church, but rather by a very loud, a very boisterous section of the Christian church. A section that, rightfully so, many of us don't want to be associated to. And in some circles, that word Christian has already come to take on the definition of that particular group. In some circles, Christian doesn't mean follower of Christ. It means conspiracy theorist. It means legalism. It means prosperity gospel. I want to take that word back because I don't think they deserve it. I want to take that word back because I don't want anybody to ever be ashamed to say they follow Christ and use that word to do so. Because that's what that word actually means. Christian, follower of Christ, little Christ. That's the premise of the word. Like Christ. And there's only one way we're going to do that. There's only one way we are actually going to be able to take back that word. And it's going to require us to be absolutely radical. It's going to require us to do something that makes the rest of the world scratch their head and wonder why, wonder how, wonder what is going on. Jesus tells us that, He says, "My command to you is this, that you love one another as I loved you. And in this way, the world will know who you are." In this way, people will distinguish who you are, who you follow. The only way we can truly take back that word, The only way we can keep that word from being hijacked is if we love absolutely radically. That if we are unafraid and unabashed to love, without condition, without boundary, without barrier, give of ourselves, offer ourselves, be there to support others, to encourage others, to equip others, be there for others. Followers of Jesus live as Jesus lived. Followers of Jesus minister as Jesus ministered. See, the world understands greed. The world understands hate. The world understands power. The world understands when we seek out wealth, when we seek out authority, when we seek out fame and prestige. The world gets all that. May lament it, may condemn us for it, but the world understands it. Because we live in a world that is continually pushing the people of the world to gain more, to grab more, to want more, to never be satisfied with what we have. It's where we are. There's this dark aspect of our lives that has been taught into us, it has been bred into us, that we are to continually seek to gain more for ourselves. We see that in the church as well. So if we're going to retake that word, if we're going to rescue that word from its hijackers, then we need to operate in such a way that confuses the world. Radical love. Working for those around us as opposed for ourselves. Offering ourselves for the betterment of the people around us without thought of reward. Jesus walking around our world today would be an enigma. It wouldn't know him. It wouldn't understand him. It wouldn't have any way of comprehending what he was about. And so for us to take back that word, that's who we need to be. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face be made to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord's countenance be lifted up to you. May you always know the peace of being in the Lord's presence. And I pray that we will start to let go so that we can be the radicals that Jesus was, that Jesus is, that Jesus will always be. Amen.